15 years ago, a silly post-it note helped me went through some of the dark moments of my life, and I'm gonna tell you that story. Around 15 years ago, I was a struggling musician. I was around 30s, in my early 30s. I did some gigs I have to play, I have some lessons to teach, but there was nothing extraordinary. I was getting older and I wasn't making progress. I wasn't getting better gigs like playing with top musicians or big time concerts. No, I was just doing okay. I was making okay money, but I started to notice the limitation of my profession and my career as a musician. And that was about the time I decided to make a change. So after a very long talk with my girlfriend, well, now my wife, and we decided I needed to make a change. So I decided to completely give up my career as a musician. I started from a clean plate as a corporate ladder climber. So I looked on the internet, I did some interviews, and one thing that was fortunate for me is that my English was okay. So I had the job as a technical writer for a famous technology tech company in Taiwan. And I I applied and I interviewed and I got accepted as a technical writer. And that was the very first experience and very first endeavor for myself to become a businessman, right? To become an engineer. And I was frightened because I was old. I was a little bit old already when I entered the corporate world. And I didn't know any kind of skills nor did I have any experience to survive a very highly competitive, especially in the technology sector here in Taiwan. We were working 10, 12 hours a day, and the pace of work was really fast. And I also have to move away from where I live. I have to go to another city and find a place, rent a place, and start all over again. And it was only me because my girlfriend at that time, now my wife, she has her own job in the hometown. So I have to go there on my own and start everything over and from zero, from scratch, to learn about the skills, to learn about how to survive and work with colleagues, how to survive in the competitive environment. And that was another story, but that was a really new page of my life. And also it was really challenging as well, mentally and physically and technically too. I remember that I drove south to another city with all my belongings, and it was a night, heavy rain, almost typhoon coming in. And I was feeling quite lonely and I was kind of secure and I didn't know if I can make it or not. And I moved into this new dormitory. I rent a place outside of a company, and it was like, tomorrow as my new day and a new job, a new chapter of my life. And I was hesitant, I was lonely, and I was scared. But I didn't know why I took a post-it notes. I wrote something silly on it. I wrote the best, and I drew a arrow. And I just posted this post-it notes. I just put it in the mirror, in the bathroom. So every day I wake up, when I'm getting ready to work, the next day I woke up and then I would see that post-it note. And that's a little silly reminder telling myself that you gotta have faith in yourself. You are not perfect at the time, but you need to understand that you can get better. You will become the better. You will be getting much improvements, and you can do it. You must have the confidence and faith and trust in yourself. So that's what I see the other day, and every morning when I was preparing to work, I would see the notes and I would remind myself, you are the best. And that silly notes kept me going. I don't know why. That's some kind of like a small boost of confidence every morning. And I kept it there for a long time. Kept it there until I move away back to my hometown and get a better job based on the experience I had as a technical writer from the very first corporate job. I think if you live long enough, you will understand that we as human beings, we could be our worst enemies, or we could be our most faithful sponsors. And it is just within our choice, within our decisions. And we decide how we're gonna be a friend or a foe to our own. So that silly little note, it was important to me. And it kept me thinking that if we really believe in ourselves, if we telling ourselves that we are the best, even though it's imaginary, but that's signifying that we have the faith in our own, and we understand that we are always in the progress. We're always something that's growing, and it is okay. You will continue to get better. You will continue to improve. And if you have that notion still in your mind, then you just keep on growing. Then you are willing and open to criticisms because you're expanding, and you have that strong, the most solid mental support from within, that nobody is gonna break you, nobody is gonna affect you. Everything for you is just opportunity and for learning and to growth. But you're not seeking recognition, you're not seeking comfort, you're not seeking support from external world, because at the end we are only individual, and we are responsible for our own emotions, our own career, our achievements, or even our struggles. So sometimes, even as myself, I'm already in my 40s, I still encounter many challenges at work and in life. And sometimes I just remember that silly post-it notes. And I was thinking, in the tough moments of my life, if I have that note to constantly remind myself that you're the best, act if I were the best, physically or mentally, you're preparing yourself to deal with and face the challenges head on. And you have the confidence. This is more like a self-prophecy, because you think you are good and you will be good. Then all your actions, your behavior or imagination or visualization will realize in that way. Because as INFP, as an introvert person, with someone who is very introspective and someone who is kind of like very conservative, sometimes I would naturally doubt my capability. I would have questions on myself whether I could make it or would have the capability sufficient to strive in even in my current positions. I have that kind of self-doubt quite often. But sometimes I just remember that post-it notes. Maybe I should get another one. I should write a new note for that, and reminding myself that you're gonna be okay. Looking back 15 years ago, that was a time there was a lot of things, was a lot of unknown challenges. I don't know about the future. I was worried about future. I was worried about my capabilities. But looking back, I was okay. I was improving. And if in every moment of our life, in every challenging moments, in every challenging situations, or in every valley of our spirituality, of our self-trust or our self-confidence, and if we can remind ourselves again and again, you're gonna go through it. You're gonna break through the hurdles. You keep facing yourself, then our life will be totally different, because that instilled perceptions of self-trust will just help us, give us the drive to move forward, and give us this self-imposed prophecy that we're gonna break through. We're gonna become better and better as individuals, as human beings.